2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Well, good. Let me read that again for you. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Somebody say us. For we are not ignorant of his devices. Good to see Dr. I want to talk about the benefits of restoration. I thought I needed to come today because one of the problems that has hurt us, especially in this field of clergy, is that we have this thing that we call unforgiving. We have this thing that it don't matter what have happened in the past or what type of altercation we've had one with the other. We hold things and wonder why that our ministry have not been restored. We wonder why we having setbacks after setbacks. We're wondering why that it seems like that the more we try to progress in our local ministries, we have a tendency to digress. There is no forgiveness in the heart of those that teach others to forgive. Love to deal with the petitions of the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us this day. We love to deal with, we love to dissect it. We love to break it down. But when it comes to us putting it into action, we have a tendency to not allow it to penetrate in our hearts, that we will be able to learn how to forgive. If there's something missing in your own ministry, you need to have a spiritual checkup. And what needs to come out of you, let the Holy Spirit operate on you, that he can move unforgiveness and put forgiveness in your heart. One of the things that I'd learned in my own life, that it doesn't matter how people will smile in your face. It does not matter how they smile in your face and say, oh, Rob, yeah, man, we friends and all that. And soon as something happens, they talk about, that's nothing. You got to learn how to forgive, because you must understand Jesus showed us how to forgive in the midst of dying, midst of being crucified, in the midst of having his hands nailed and his feet riveted, in the midst of blood coming from his brow. He took time to stop and say, Father, forgive them. But I think I ought to tell you, yes, he had already took care of my problem 2,000 years ago. He already had found the antidote to be able to restore me 2,000 years ago. Yes, it was out on a hill called Calvary. Yes, it was out on a hill. Yeah, somebody called it Golgotha. Yeah, it was out on a hill where I heard him say, if you believe I'll hit you, nail my hands. If you believe I'll kick you, nail my feet. But I dare you to lift me up. I don't know about you, but let me tell you, I've learned how to trust God in whatever I go through. Yes, it was on that hill that he died, gave up the ghost, went in the grave, and got up on a Sunday morning. So, brethren, as I close here now, I hope I've said something to help you go a little further and do a little better. But before I close, could I give you in the words of Paul, finally, brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you'll be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Yes, put on the armor. Yes, put on the armor and take off jealousy. Take off unforgiveness. Have I got a witness? I don't know how you feel here, but I want to tell you, I've been redeemed. I've been bought with a price. I've been bought. I got on the armor, for I know I don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Yes, I don't wrestle. The fight ain't between me and you. No, the fight, yes, is between this spirit that I cannot see. Have I got a witness? Now, brethren, I want to serve notice on you. I know you get a little funny when you hear about a preacher sick. Yes, a preacher have just died. Yes, and I hear us saying, that's a shame. You know, such a person died. And you know, this happened. Well, I'm sorry, but I got to tell you, preachers die too. Yes, it ain't about who died. It's about where you're going after you die. Have I got a witness? Good evening now. Good evening, children. Whatever you do, keep your hand in the master's hand. Whatever you do, whatever. I said whatever. Whatever. Yes, whatever you do, look out for Satan. Deadly devices. Whatever you do, learn how to forgive. If you don't mind, just reach across the aisle. Shake your brother's hand. Shake your sister's hand. And tell them forgiveness is in order. If this conference is going to move, touch somebody and say, forgiveness is in order. You need to go back to your churches. Go back to your ministries. If there are some members you've messed up with, go back and tell them you're sorry. If there's some folk who ain't doing, go back to your members. Reclaim them. Bring them back in the fold. If you messed up with them, you be the first to say, I'm sorry. Because there is benefits in restoration.